Okay, this is sort of the final video for today. And this is not an app thing, this is just personal thing. Um, it is hard to describe the last 2 months, like how often I've wanted to give up in the last 2 months as I've gotten closer to the end of this app. It's just like it's really, really hard to describe. And I'm sure anybody who is trying to start a business or build a business and it's like their first time and they don't know what they're doing and you're kind of bootstrapping it from scratch. Like me, I don't know how to program, so I don't have any of the required skills to do this. uh it like the desire to give up or to switch ideas to something else is absolutely overpowering. It is just insane. um to be honest, I think my last or one of my videos in September, I talked about how I did switch app ideas. I built a whole different app because the one that I was on was just like it felt too overwhelming. It felt like it wasn't going to work. It felt like even if I did build it, how would I market it? How am I going to get users on my app? Even if I did get users, how are we going to retain users and reduce churn? Um, like just everything feels incredibly overwhelming, and I want to quit about every other day. Like every other day, I want to quit working on this app, and I want to either switch to a new idea and start something new, which is really exciting, or I just want to quit entirely and just give up and like focus on my career or my job. Um, and that's been and like I said, like that's been life for the last 2 months. Um, but it's given me a chance to really practice focus and to practice discipline because that's the only way you get through it. Like if you want to quit something and you want to switch to something else, it's really easy. It's really easy to give up on things. What's hard is like pushing through the barrier, whatever the barrier is. Um, One I'll describe is let me give a good example. Oh, a while ago I was thinking before I knew how to do push notifications, that was in my head that was just this wall. Like I had no idea how to do push notifications, and I just thought this is gonna kill me. Like maybe I should design an app that doesn't need push notifications. I should switch apps. I should build something else because push notifications is too hard and I don't know how to do it. And that's just like I don't even want to start to touch it. And it felt like I was standing in front of a wall, and what I wanted was on the other side. And in order to get through the wall, I just had to start punching the wall. And you look at your fists and you're like, I don't want to punch through this wall. That's a really weird analogy, but that's what it feels like. It feels like you're having to punch through a wall. Um, and I'd say that single thing, push notifications, it took me I didn't work on the app for like maybe 3 days, 4 days. And I was just every day after I'd finish my 9 to 5 job, I would like sit and stare at my computer and just like, I would just sit and stare at it and think to myself, like, I just have to get on the computer and figure this out. I just have to like do research. And then I'd close my computer and like go on a walk and just like steam in my head and be like, I should switch apps. I should do something else. I should figure out a different way to do this. And then I'd like, after I do my walk, day one, I didn't do anything. Day two, I like found up the courage to watch a YouTube video. And at the end of day two, none of the YouTube videos were helping. So I was back on, I can't like this is beyond my skill level. It's beyond my like I can't do this. And so I'd go on a walk and I'd like try and hype myself up. I would think I should do another app, but then I would like catch my brain and I would say, no, we're not switching ideas. We're doing this for 10 years. Uh, and you just have to figure it out. This is where some of the stuff that Alex Hormozy says that I've been listening to helps. Everything is a skill. So push notifications, if that seems overwhelming, or if marketing your business seems overwhelming, it's just a skill. I don't know how to do push notifications, but not knowing how to do something is not an excuse to not do it. You just figure out how to do it and then you do it. And so then after maybe 3 or 4 days of the push notification thing, um, I hyped myself up enough. I bought the plugin, and then it was like, okay, I have to learn how to do this. What's step one? I looked at the plugin. It said you need your one signal app ID. I was like, okay, what's that? I logged into one signal. I looked around until I found something that said app ID. I copied and I pasted that in. And then I like I looked through the workflow documentation and it was like, you need to store a thing. And it was just like every single thing I had to sit down and be like, this isn't finished. I don't know how to do this. So I'm just going to learn today. And then after I'd learn, I could do the next piece, which was like set up the workflow to store the player ID. And then piece by piece, push notifications worked. And the day that I got the push notifications working was like one of the biggest successes in this entire app for me. Like it was one of the biggest things because it just felt like this huge wall. I don't know what I'm doing. Turns out it's actually not that hard. It's not. It's fairly straightforward. I just didn't know how to do it, and so it seems like this huge wall. But then once I got the first push notification on my phone, like the amount of stress relief that just like disappeared from my body was incredible. Well, that didn't make any sense. The amount of stress that disappeared from my body was incredible. Like I felt lighter on my feet, my head felt better, and I was just in like this super ecstatic state. Like, oh my gosh, the app now feels possible. It now feels like I can do this. Um, and I was like on cloud nine for the rest of that night, which was promptly followed by the next day after I got push notifications done. I was back in I want to quit, and it was because I don't know how to market. And I was thinking, even if I get this app, how am I going to market this? Like, how am I going to get users? Because the app that I'm building requires lots of people. There's like the network effect where you need lots of people in order for the app to be a good experience. But like, how do you get lots of people on the app? It's like the chicken and the egg thing. And so for like a week after that, I was thinking in my brain, like, I should find a better app. I can do push notifications now. So I could still build an app that requires push notifications, but I need to find or think of an app that will be easier to get users for because I don't know how to do marketing. I don't know how I'm going to get users. And that was like 5 days of just like battling in my head, trying to remind myself, I'm doing this for 10 years. I'm doing this for a decade, and I'm not going to quit on this. And so eventually I just wrote down on my phone, like in a note, here's the marketing plan. This is all I know how to do. It's like, we're going to talk to all of our friends. We're going to put up flyers around the universities where our target market might be. We're going to put them up like a yard sign or like those campaign signs that you see where it's just like a wire with a billboard on it in a lawn. We're going to print some of those and put those out. And if that doesn't work, we're going to try using social media, like following people, commenting on people's things, and saying, hey, try out our app. Just doing literally anything that we can to get users. And that is just like a barrier I don't have to think of or I don't have to worry about right now. But just the thought of that makes me want to quit. And after I got through that, the last week or two has been just the glitchiness of the app. So, like, going between different pages of the app can sometimes be a little glitchy, or the push notifications can be a little glitchy, or the in app notifications can be glitchy. And it's not a great user experience, which for mobile apps is that will kill you. I mean, people have an expectation of how a mobile app looks and feels and how smooth the experience is. And a glitchy app is just not going to cut it. And so for the last week, I've been thinking like, and no one's going to use this app unless I can fix the glitchiness and I can make it a smooth user experience. Like if the user experience isn't right, it's just going to suck. And so in my brain, I've been thinking, uh, the app I'm building has an inherent like it inherently makes the app more glitchy because I'm having to like load a page, load like 100 users, and then only display the first one, and then switch the second one and switch the next one. And each time I switch, um, that's like room for glitchiness. And it's I haven't found a way around it yet. But in my brain, I was like, if I could design a different app or think of a different idea that doesn't have to load like 100 users, then the user experience would be more smooth, and there you go. I'd have my app. Um, and then I'd have to bring my brain back to we're doing this for 10 years and we're staying focused and we're not giving up on this idea. And it's been exhausting. Like I just there's no way to describe it, but the mental game to building a business, not even of the business itself, of just trying to keep myself focused on the business and like not giving up on something is just absolutely um it's painful. It's like absolutely painful. Uh my guess is that after you I mean like in each phase you get better at that and you build that skill of staying focused and staying disciplined, which are two skills I don't really have right now. I'm building them and they're skills that I'm gaining, but I'm not great at staying focused and I'm not great at staying disciplined. I'm having to literally drag myself through this with like raw willpower, I guess. Um, but that's what it takes right now. And hopefully in the future it's easier. But I guess I guess this video is just to communicate how painful the last 2 months have been while I've been building the app. And hopefully provide hope to anybody else out there that it's possible. Like if you have zero skills and you are trying to build an app or start a business or do something, you're going to run into the same stuff no matter what it is. It could be a mobile app, it could be like an online SaaS company, it could be a service business, you could be trying to start your own clothing brand or something. But no matter what you do, you're going to hit something and you're going to hit a point where you're like, I don't know how to do this. And you're going to want to quit and you're going to want to do stuff. And I don't know how else to say it, but you just have to get through it. Like you just have to look at the problem and say to yourself, I don't know how to do marketing, or I don't know how to do sales, or I don't know how to build a website, or I don't know how to design things. And you have to just, instead of saying, I'm going to give up, you're going to have to look at it and say, I don't know how to do this. So step one is, how do I do this? And then just solve that problem of how do I do it? And once you learn how to design a website, then you're going to say it doesn't look good. And then you're going to have to say, I don't know how to make websites look good. Next thing you have to do, like, what does a good website look like? Like, there's just, you have to break everything down and go through it with sheer willpower. I think Alex Hormozy talks about using whatever fuel you have. And the fuel for me right now is just the fear of, uh, I don't know, staying poor. I want to make money. I want to retire early. So the fear of not having that is what's pushing me right now. Um, and it's getting me there. Like it takes a few days to get my brain back on track, but I eventually get there. And now I'm at the point where I have an app. It's, almost ready for review. It's a little glitchy, but we're getting through it. Um, and after 2, 3 months of this, the progress is starting to feel really satisfying. Not being stuck on one piece and like switching ideas or whatever. The progress is really satisfying. So the payout does come, even if it's just a little payout of satisfaction. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, if that wasn't inspirational or motivational, I apologize, but that's just the reality of the last 2 months and how it's been. So I expect in the next 2 months I'll probably have this thing on the App Store. It might take me 3 months, who knows? But we're getting there. We'll solve each problem step by step, and then once it's on the App Store, I'll record my next video and probably yeah, that'll be a good day when the app's on the App Store. But for the time being, whatever you're doing, keep grinding on, and don't give up. Don't ever give up. Um, yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.